If you are looking for a compact car and the price is not a prohibitive factor, then your wait should be over. Mercedes-Benz India recently launched a rejuvenated A Class. This sporty compact is available in both petrol and diesel variants and is easily the best looking compact here in India. This A Class here is Mercedes' answer to all those who are looking to cut down on the size, but at the same time who do not want to sacrifice on the status badge of owning a luxury car or even giving up the frills of owning a mid-size car. This A Class here is technically a hatchback, but at the same time it offers you all the features and luxuries of a full-blown luxury car. This 1.6-liter petrol unit is a pleasure to drive. Throttle response is direct and the power comes in a straight line. And being a smaller hatch, it appears to be going faster than it actually is. The 0 to 100 comes up in a shade over 9 seconds, and that's quite impressive in a car which is actually tuned for luxury and comfort. The engine feeds the power via the 7-speed gearbox steers straight to the front wheels. This is one of the first Mercedes to have a front-wheel drive. The short wheelbase has its advantages and the handling becomes very predictable. It has a tendency to understeer a bit when you throw it around the corner fast. Although the suspension is sprung slightly on the softer side, more for ride comfort than for really handling. This A Class is a rather driver-friendly car, and it comes with 11 types of driver assist systems, like traction control, anti-locking brake system, acceleration skid control, electric parking brakes, and many more. It seems as if it's difficult to lose control of this car, but in case you do, there are 7 airbags to protect you. In terms of styling, the A Class decidedly looks sporty, with a slanting roof and large 17-inch low-profile tires, the short sloping bonnet with bi-xenon lamps, the unmistakable Mercedes logo in the center, and the central grille with what the company calls 302 diamond-resembling pins of light decidedly makes the car look stylish. The A Class is definitely attractive and is one of the best-looking compacts around. A Class is all about making a style statement. If you do drive this car, it's like telling the whole world that you can afford something bigger. But you are different, so you chose this classy little hatchback. And if you do drive this, one thing you are going to get for sure: instant attention. Because a car as beautiful as this is sure to turn heads your way. Ask Mercedes as to who will buy this A Class and they will tell you it's not meant for the super rich. It's meant for upgraders who are looking for something that smacks of great brand value. And Mercedes does believe that they have great brand value. So they are targeting the young people who earn enough and would like to park something in their garage which smacks of great brand value, even if it is the smallest one. And with this strategy, Mercedes hasn't done badly. They claim that within the first 10 days, they had 400 bookings. Interestingly, Mercedes is the only brand in India which prices its diesel models cheaper than the petrol ones, even though the trim levels are similar. But typically, the petrol variants pack in a lot of punch as far as the performance goes. And this is aimed more at a customer who is at least a borderline petrol head. But what impresses me more than the features is the design and layout of the cabin. It's distinctly sporty and very well made. And a quick look will clearly tell you the rub-off effect that the company has had after long years of associating with F1. passion and performance go hand in hand, and these paddle ships clearly tell you so. If you are looking for features here, you are not going to be terribly disappointed. From multimedia screen with all the input display to a sound system which is compatible with iPhone and USB and Bluetooth. Courtesy lights on the door, it's all here. Keyless entry, start-stop button, multiple seat adjustment with memory, height adjustable steering column with multifunction button on the steering wheel completes the picture. This A-Class is not really as small as you might be led into thinking because it's the smallest Mercedes. The boot can take in 341 liters of luggage, and the rear seat can accommodate 3 adults in a squeeze, just like any other mid-sized car. Legroom though is enough, and with a rear AC duct, things get comfortable. If you drive this A-Class here, make no bones about not being either rich or flamboyant, because this is a car meant for all those who have it and want to flaunt it. And why not? After all, she is beautiful and classy. But at the same time, the A is also practical, especially if you drive it yourself, because the compact size makes it easy to park and maneuver in city traffic. The A is really a generous car on all parameters, be it luxury, be it performance, or even the price tag. At 23 lakhs, she isn't cheap, but then being different and being luxurious costs money. If you are staring at an open highway like this, I'm sure you will be tempted to go traveling. And in my opinion, the best way to go traveling is by road. Especially if something like this is begging to be taken for a ride. Folks, this is the BMW R1200R, one of the world's favorite touring bikes, and this is going to be my companion for the day. Sure, cars can be a lot of fun, but with a day like this, a bike and an open highway, there's no way I am going to touch a four-wheeler today. I'm going to enjoy some sun and wind in my face. If you recall, the first BMW motorcycle came into India in the late 1990s in collaboration with an Indian company, and the motorcycle which was launched was the S650. But the collaboration was short-lived, and BMW motorcycles finally came on their own in 2011 and started selling their popular range of motorcycles starting from the 1000cc to big tourers like the R1200R. The bikes are brought in as completely built units and sold through exclusive dealerships in select cities. Like its four-wheeler range, the bikes too are premium and sculpted with extreme care and precision. This BMW R1200R is not as large or as long as some of the other tourers like the Honda Goldwing or even the Harleys. But what it is nimble, fast, and quite agile around the corners. The high ground clearance also helps. It gives it a big plus, especially if you go off the road slightly. And the low-end torque and power is actually enough to go cruising on the highway at totally legal speeds. But obviously, I don't recommend you do that. This boxer engine here is almost like a BMW patent, and on this bike it churns out 110 bhp. When the revs are low, it appears a bit rattly, but once the revs build up, it becomes very linear and direct, and it becomes a pleasure to drive. What I also like about this bike is the riding position. It's upright, and it's easy to ride this bike for hours without any fatigue. And then there are little things. If cars can have heated seating, why not a bike, a heated throttle? With the flick of a switch, you can turn this normal throttle grip into a heated one. Obviously, this is done keeping in mind the extreme winters of Europe, but this is nevertheless a very thoughtful gesture. In terms of safety, this machine is fully loaded. large 320mm double disc brakes on the front and single discs on the rear wheel too. And all this comes with ABS and AC. And this is a big help if one is riding in rain or snow or even on slippery surface. For a large bike meant for highway cruising, ABS is what makes riding really safe. All good things cost, and this is no exception, especially as it wears a BMW badge. But the fit and finish is immaculate, and one close look will tell you so. But what would I like to see being done differently? Two things. Number one, the lettering on the meter should be made bigger. It's impossible to read the small font while you're cruising on the highway. A digital readout would be great. And secondly, I would like to see these bikes being made locally as CKD, so the price comes down and people like me can buy one instead of borrowing one. But that, I think, is going to be wishful thinking on my part, at least for the time being. The BMW motorcycle range in India starts from rupees 18 lakhs for the cheapest one to the most expensive with a price tag of rupees 52 lakhs. This R1200R can be yours if you are ready to shell out rupees 18.65 lakhs. The nearest competition to owning a BMW motorcycle are the BMW cars, which cost just as much. But then, a bike is a bike.
While the fans sitting in the stands are enjoying the F1 spectacle, it is the race control that makes sure that the practice sessions, the qualifying sessions, and of course, the race itself proceeds like clockwork in a safe and organized manner. Now let's take you behind the scenes to the place where the actual action is being controlled. Race control is the nerve center of any Formula 1 race, and this is a great opportunity for all you Formula 1 fanatics to actually see what is going on inside one of these control units. The circuit has its own independent 16-channel radio communication network connected by over 350 kilometers of optical fiber cable. Now, this allows the race officials in the control room to be in constant touch with the relevant personnel about marshal posts, medical response cars, safety car, and emergency and fire response services. In case of any unexpected happenings or events, the race control can quickly issue orders to the various safety teams to act quickly and bring the situation under control. The Race Control Center is manned by more than 30 race officials, which comprise of FIA Race Director Charlie Whiting and his team, who make sure that the race proceeds in a systematic, organized and safe manner. Now, to do this, the track is mapped by 50 CCTV cameras, the output of which you can see on the big screen behind me over here. This aids race officials to monitor anything and everything that is going on at the racetrack at any given point in time, so that problems, if any, can be flagged and corrective measures applied. The video feed in the CCTV cameras is continuously recorded in the DVS or digital video storage, and in case of any driver breaking the rules or racing in an unfair manner, the race control is alerted by any of the 400 marshals stationed around the track. The race director can then play back the footage from that particular camera and review the incident and issue disciplinary action to the team of the errant driver. The race control also has access to all the team and driver radio conversations, which help them to know if the driver was given any kind of information which he might or might not have followed. In case there is a serious accident and the safety car needs to be deployed, or if the racing conditions deteriorate which don't really make it ideal for racing, The race director can easily control the pace of the race by controlling and deploying the warning light systems right from the race control center itself. Now, managing a Formula One race is a very complex task and requires an army of people all working together in unison. Now, this helps ensure that a fair and safe race can be staged which adheres to all the FIA's rules and regulations. The race director, the clerk of the course, the chief of recovery, chief emergency coordinator, chief of fire, chief communicator, and chief medical officer are the main people who man the race control and are directly responsible for bringing you what is arguably one of the greatest shows on earth.
If you have a long weekend ahead of you and you're based out of the Mumbai region, then one of the best options for driving holiday would be Daman and Silvassa. Daman offers a charm of beautiful old majestic churches and pristine beaches. And I hear that if you love seafood, then this is one of the best places to check out. So, I'm going to find out if all of this is really true. My first stop is Daman, a distance of about 180 kilometers, so it should take me about 3 hours to reach.
I got onto the Mumbai-Ahmedabad National Highway number 8 and was pleasantly surprised to find the drive quite lovely. Daman is in fact easily accessible by road and is well connected to some of the major cities in both Gujarat and Maharashtra. This new highway made the drive uncongested and fast. The road is in good condition and I was making good time.
This week I'm driving another one of my favorite cars, the 2013 Fiat Punto. This variant that I'm driving is powered by a 1.2-liter petrol engine, but its compact size makes it a car that's convenient to drive not only in the city, but it has enough power for the highways too. I really like the interior. The console is really well done and it's extremely spacious.
One of those roads for those who really enjoy driving. It felt good to open the car up. With a powerful engine, smooth pickup, and the stability that Fiat is always famous for, I drove her at higher speeds quite comfortably. It was good to see everyone follow the lane rules and drive safely on this highway. Have I already been on the road for 3 hours? It sure didn't feel like it. But I just drove through Vapi and was almost at my destination.
Wow! So this is Daman. It's even more beautiful than I imagined. I just love the laid-back vibe. But before I explore the beach, I'm going to first explore the old part of town, which is supposed to have some of the most beautiful old colonial structures.
The island of Daman, located on the west coast of India, boasts of a landscape that is just blessed by nature. This paradise of peace, solitude and contentment, with a coastline of about 12.5 kilometers along the Arabian Sea, was once part of Portuguese India. A laid-back little town, Daman is divided by the Daman-Ganga River, with Nani Daman in the north and Moti Daman in the south, which retains some of that lovely Portuguese atmosphere within the fort walls. Exploring Daman in the Punto turned out to be a lot of fun. Devka Beach was right around the corner, just about 3 kilometers north of Nani Daman. It was nice to walk around the beach during the low tide. Not only did I enjoy the view, but I also got to meet some of the locals and even said hello to a camel. I crossed over to Moti Daman through the Daman-Ganga bridge. Next up, I paid a quick visit to the Church of Bom Jesus, a monument that is a living tribute to the craftsmanship of Portuguese artisans in ornate and intricate design. Moti Daman is a fort that is protected by a moat on land and also connects the river to the sea. The main street inside the fort runs north to south, and within its walls are a number of palaces, the secretariat, and other official buildings. I wanted to head straight towards one of the most popular sites for tourists, the lighthouse.
This stately lighthouse, located within the confines of Fort Moti Daman, is just mesmerizing. It's a must visit. It is so quiet and peaceful here. It's almost the perfect place to just do nothing. You know, exactly what you look forward to when you head off on a holiday.
The Church of Our Lady of Remedies felt like it was from a different era. Built by the then Portuguese governor in 1607, the church has a wide hall for prayer, and the main altar, carved and gilded with 17th century engravings, is absolutely stunning.
Daman is famous for its beaches, and I can see why. Jampur Beach is 3 kilometers south of Moti Daman, and it's absolutely beautiful. The beach is broad, the water is safe to swim in, and it's surrounded by casuarina trees. Really serene. I love it.
Combined with the slow pace of life, a multi-ethnic culture where people have lived peacefully for centuries, Daman really is an idyllic place to spend a few days. It's not terribly expensive and offers virtually everything, which made it well worth the visit. From here, I'm going to drive towards another lovely town, Silvassa. So see you there next week.